So the format of this vlog is a little different because I didn't get a lot of footage at this convention. I found out about this convention because I was approached by either the organizer or just staff. I don't remember exactly who it was, I'm sorry. But they approached me at Philly Otaku Fest and told me about the event. And like I mentioned in previous videos, I had very little luck with tables this year. So I thought, why not just give this a shot? When I signed up, they mentioned that there were 2 different places. And they explicitly said that Hall A would get more foot traffic. It's the main building, so that's where everyone, first goes to get their badge. So I decided, to go for Hall A. So I had to buy a hotel, which really sucks because that eats into profits, obviously. And when it's an event you're not really sure about, it sucks even more because you don't even know if you're going to be able to make that back. The table, like I said, was more expensive. It was around $125, and then I had to buy a hotel. The expenses relative to the size of the con, it didn't look good. So I was very demotivated to start. So when we got there, it was a little bit of a situation to find my table. We asked a few people and they either were busy with other stuff, and so they just kind of gave us vague directions where they had no idea where we were supposed to be. I'm not gonna lie, at the time kind of stressed me out a little, but looking back, I mean, those staff members probably weren't, that's probably not their job. They're probably assigned to something else. So, I was very stressed, but eventually I did find the table with help of staff. So once we got to the table though, it was a little crowded. We actually had to push our table in to get behind. It was just so crowded, people were setting up. There wasn't any other way for us to get behind the table. I have a big purple suitcase too, which I feel like has become a big liability at these events because I'm always like, how am I gonna get this behind the table? I think I literally was sitting on it at one point. Oh my gosh, wait, that just reminded me. This is probably on me. This is probably on me personally. I think they only provided 1 chair per artist, and I didn't know that. But I think that's on me. Most cons say that. They'll explicitly say, when you buy this ticket, you're getting a table and 2 chairs or 1 chair or no chairs. So I think that was on me, but I didn't have a chair all weekend. So I had to use my suitcase as a chair. I think the end of Sunday, someone offered me their chair. They were nice enough. I think they were either leaving or their neighbor had left. So that was lucky for me. What's the matter? What's the matter? My dog is staring at me. You okay? Oh my gosh, she kind of scares me. I feel embarrassed to be upset, about things, but it did upset me that we were so crowded and close together. Because you can't even go to the bathroom. By the beginning or middle of Sunday, people had already left, so the staff took away those tables. So we did have the ability to move around a little more on Sunday. I just looked at my sales book for that weekend and I actually didn't do too bad. But honestly, what kills it is the hotel cost. Yeah, that kind of really ate into my costs. So I didn't do as horrible as I could have done. I definitely obviously didn't do as good as I could have either. The foot traffic overall, it definitely wasn't crazy. There were times where it was pretty good, and then obviously lots of times where it was dead. Not the worst, not the best. I will say too, I'm not exactly sure how the experience in Hall B was. I don't know if it was more busy or less busy. I think Hall B was in a completely different building. There was signage and the organizers were over the loudspeaker saying make sure to visit Hall B after you're done in Hall A, which was nice, but I have no idea how effective that was. I was kind of trapped on the table on Saturday. From the things I saw, honestly, I feel this is a great convention if you're an attendee. It looks really fun. They had wrestling outside. I think they had a lot of activities for families, and obviously, always great sellers at these events. I didn't do too horrible, but if this was 20 minutes for me or even an hour, then I would probably consider it more. Because I have to stay at a hotel, I probably won't be attending again. I think if you're a Delaware local, it would maybe be worth it. Really, the biggest problem I had was the spacing. I'm not gonna lie, it did kind of put me in a weird mood. That was my experience at Hen Comiccon. while I won't do it again, it might be worth checking out if you're closer to the area. If you like my art, please be sure to check out my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Blue Sky. If you enjoyed this vlog, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell so you can get notified when I post another video. If you like the products you saw on my table, consider checking out my shop, newtsdoodles.com. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!